industries. Hope that you are doing well at home. We have missed you a lot. We missed you a lot. Also, you have missed us so much. We hope that you are doing well at home and taking care of yourselves while at home, knowing that Corona is around. Corona kills. We as Mwalimu Anna Pre and Primary School, we have decided to proceed with our program from where we left. Hope you'll enjoy. Yeah, in English you are looking on the 80 parts of speech. The 8 parts of speech we dealt with the nouns, pronouns, verbs. Now we are in adjective. When the adjectives, we're talking about these adjectives, but let me remind you something what we learned about nouns. When we talk about nouns, nouns is that they are naming words. They are naming words, or we can say that a noun is a name of anything, both living and non-living things. We're talking about living things, we talk about people, animals, plants. But we talk about non-living things, and talk about the stones, talk about water, that's a non-living thing. Then from there we look on pronouns. Say that pronouns are used, words which are used on behalf or instead of what? Instead of nouns. Then I gave you examples of pronouns. Examples of pronouns that pronouns are divided into 7 kinds, but we dealt with the personal or personal pronouns, whereby we look on first personal pronoun, that is I and we. I in plural, we. I singular, we plural. Then on the second personal pronoun, which is you, and the third personal pronoun, which is he, she, it, they, and them. Now let's check on adjectives as a part of speech. Also talk about adjectives. Adjectives simply, these are describing words. You can say they are describing words. You can say an adjective is a word that is used to describe a noun or a pronoun. Remember, we looked on nouns and the pronouns. Now these nouns and the pronouns are described by an adjective. When we talk about adjective, to describe, the word describe means to provide more additional details or informations. To describe means to modify, to talk more about a noun or a pronoun. When talking about more about a pronoun or a noun, you are giving more details, you are giving more information. For example, you are describing your school. How does your school, Mwalimu Anna school, look like? Is a good school, is a nice school, is a smart school? What makes Mwalimu Anna to be smart? The qualities of Mwalimu Anna school. Talk about the environment. Has a clean environment. That clean is an adjective. The smart school, the word smart is an adjective. For example, you are trying to describe Teacher Justin. What are the qualities, what are the features of Teacher Justin? You can say he's tall, he's black, he's fat, he's smart, he's handsome. No, that's the qualities. And giving the qualities, you are describing, it means you are giving more information, more details about Justin. Now, those are called adjectives. Let's check. To describe means to modify. When you are doing modification, means you are giving more details. You are talking more about something. They provide more additional details. The details here, information. Let's check these examples of adjectives. Here we have big, small, large, beautiful, tall, nice, industrious, high, homeless, meaningless, gorgeous, kind, brave, short, fat, fast, bright, broad, cold. For example, you can say our school is big. The word big is an adjective. Our class is small. So the word small is an adjective. You say that our school is large. What makes the school to be large? That is what? An adjective. You can say my young sister is beautiful. Or my young sister is so beautiful. Here the word beautiful is an adjective. My father is tall. The word tall is an adjective. We talk about nice. Those are nice flowers. Remember, flowers, the word flower is a noun. The word nice, you are describing the flowers. So the word nice is an adjective. The word industrious is an adjective, means hard working. Let's check examples in sentences. Examples in sentences about adjectives. Here, Linda's hair is gorgeous. Here, let's check. I try to underline the adjectives. The adjectives here underlined. Linda is a noun. Hair is a noun. The word gorgeous is an adjective. So describing, the word gorgeous, describing the hair of Linda. That's what I say. Linda's hair is gorgeous. Means her hair is beautiful. I met a homeless person at Magomeni. Assume that maybe it was in the morning or in the afternoon. You are sent by your mother. Maybe you're staying at Magomeni. Then you met a homeless person. A homeless person means a person who has no permanent settlement. A person who has no permanent home. Means maybe a person who was just walking. They say that that's a homeless person. That's a homeless man. Maybe the person that he sleeps. He sleeps on corridors and the veranda of other people's houses. He sleeps in there. They live in a beautiful house. They is a pronoun. As I told you previously that adjectives are what we are used to describe nouns and pronouns. So the word they is a pronoun. Live in a beautiful house. Here the word house is a noun. As I told you, the word noun is a name of anything, both living and non-living things. So the word house is a noun. So they live in a beautiful house. The word beautiful is describing how their house look like. Their house is so beautiful. Maybe there's some qualities. Maybe it has nice flowers. The house has good environment. Those are the adjectives. The adjectives. So they live in a beautiful house. She wrote a meaningless letter. She wrote a meaningless letter. I mean, the letter which she wrote maybe to your father or to you. Assume it was your friend who wrote to you a meaningless letter. Maybe the letter with abusive language. He or she used abusive language in writing your letter. Said that she wrote a meaningless letter. Means a pointless letter, means the letter was meaningless to me, was pointless. The letter talks nothing, rather than is talking about maybe the abusive, with abusive language. Julius is a tall boy. Julius is a tall boy. So the word tall, you are giving the quality of Julius. How does Julius look like? You can say, Julius is a tall boy in the class. Julius is a tall boy. Here you are describing the word. Julius is a noun. Boy is a noun. Remember, Julius, this is a proper noun. And boy, this is a common noun. So, Julius is a tall boy. The word tall is an adjective giving more details about Julius. These are nice flowers. These are nice flowers. So the word nice here, they're describing flowers. So the word nice is an adjective. The word nice is an adjective. The word flower is a noun. The word flower is a noun. The word these is a demonstrative pronoun. Let's check it. Their father has a large building in the town. How is their father's building look like? It is large. It's a large building in the town. So you are describing. Maybe there are large buildings in the town. So their father has a large building in the town. Now you can describe how does it look like. You can give the features of that building in the town. Maybe take it at Mtoaumbu. Their father has a large building. They are large. Then you see the comparisons. But their father has a large building now. Building in the town. Here you are describing how does that building look like. I drank a cold soda at the shop. Maybe you went to the shop to buy a soda. Then maybe you requested for a cold drink. Then you are given a cold soda. Then you can tell your friend, yesterday as I went to the shop to buy a soda, I was given a cold soda. That soda was cold. The soda was cold. So you are giving us the feature of that soda. Moses is a brave boy. Moses is a brave boy. Talking about Moses is a noun. Boy is a noun. Also, brave is an adjective. Here you are describing Moses. Moses. The car moved so fast, it almost knocked a man. How was the car moving? It was so fast. You can say, in other words, say with the supersonic speed. The car moved with the, so fast, with the high speed, the supersonic speed. It almost knocked a man. Means it almost caused an accident. Let's check now the comparisons of adjectives. Comparisons of adjectives. In the adjectives are compared in three forms, or we call them 3 degrees of adjectives. The comparisons of adjectives are categorized or are divided into three forms, onto 3 degrees of adjectives. From here, just comparisons of adjectives. There are 3 forms or 3 degrees of adjectives. When you're comparing the adjectives, we compare them in 3 forms or in 3 degrees of adjectives. Let's check. We have the positive degree or the positive form. We have the comparative adjectives or the comparative form or degree. Then you have the superlative adjectives or the superlative form or superlative degree. We're talking about the positive. We're talking about positive adjectives. They describe people, places, and the things positively. That's when you are comparing only one thing. For example, say their father has a large building. That large, you are not comparing with the other buildings. Rather, you are comparing positively. When you say these or those are nice flowers, you are comparing the flowers, you're talking about them positively. So we say that positive adjectives describes people, places, and the things positively. E.g., for example, big, small, large, nice, tall, short. That is positive adjectives. Let's check out these comparative adjectives. When you are comparing comparative adjectives, when you are comparing two things using comparative adjective. For example, say tall, taller, small, smaller, short, shorter, big, bigger, beautiful, more beautiful. You are comparing two things. For example, you can say that their father has a larger building, or their father is taller than. When you're comparing two things. Are used to compare one noun to another. In these instances, only two items. You are comparing two items. For example, like these fingers of mine, the two fingers. Here you can say tall, taller. or short, shorter. Then you are checking, you're comparing two things only. Being compared, for example, this ball is bigger than that ball. You have two balls. Assume when you go to Mr. Ali's office as the sports master, go and take two balls. Say that this ball is bigger than that ball. Bigger than that ball. Assume that you have the handball and the football. The two balls, you can compare them in two forms. You have the football must be bigger than the handball is a small ball, but the football is a bigger one. So when you're comparing two things, let's check superlative adjectives. When talking about superlative adjectives, this is whereby we compare more than two nouns are used to compare three or more nouns. Assume these fingers of mine, all the three fingers of mine here. Now you're comparing more than two. We can say that the fingers, the way they are, short, shorter, shortest, tall, taller, tallest. You're comparing three or more than three nouns. Look at my fingers. Look at my fingers. They're not the same. When you look at their heights, they're not the same. So we can say this is short, shorter, this is the shortest. Or tall, taller, the tallest. So let's check here. For example, John is the tallest boy in the class. Here, what they mean? There are other boys who are taller, but among the boys, Julius is the tallest. Assume here at our school, well, you can compare even our teachers. You can say that Justin is the fattest teacher in the school. There are teachers that are fat, but Justin is the fattest teacher in the school. Or Justin is the smartest teacher in the school. Or you can say that also Mwalimu Anna is the nicest school within Mtoaumbu area. So when you're comparing other schools with the Mwalimu Anna, you can use superlative adjectives. But if you're comparing two schools, Mwalimu Anna school and the Mtoaumbu primary school, we can say that Mwalimu Anna is better than. We're comparing only two schools. If it's three schools, you can say that Mwalimu Anna is the best school within Mtoaumbu area or within Monduli district. To remind you something, we're talking about superlative adjectives. Let's check the three forms of adjectives. As I told you, we have positive, comparative, and superlative adjectives. The three forms that we use to compare adjectives. Here we have the positive part, the comparative part, and the superlative part. Let's check that big. We're comparing one part positively. Bigger, two. Biggest, more than three nouns. As I told you, my fingers here, when you compare my fingers, the three fingers now here, they are the part of what? Superlative. Big, bigger, the biggest. Fast, faster, the fastest. Short, shorter, the shortest. Cold, colder, the coldest. Braver, the bravest. Large, larger, the largest. Bright, brighter, the brightest. Here you can say Julius is the brightest boy in the class. Clever, cleverer, the cleverest. Tall, taller, the tallest. Proud, prouder, the proudest. Quick, quicker, the quickest. Thin, thinner, the thinnest. Then from here we can pick any adjectives, then we form adjectives. We see how do we compare big, bigger, the biggest. or short, shorter, the shortest. For example, you can say Julius is a short boy. You can say, or others can say, Julius is shorter than David. Julius is shorter than David. Okay, Julius is the shortest boy in the class. Julius is the shortest boy. Or you can have three names here, or you can have three boys, or three girls. You can have Julius, David, and Daniel. Julius, David, and Daniel. Here we can say Julius is a short boy. Or you can say, then you can say Daniel is shorter, or because Julius is shorter than David. They said Daniel is the shortest among the three. You're comparing given three boys or three girls. Also, you can take the tall or higher. You can have, for example, take mountains. You can say there are three mountains. You can take any of the three mountains. You can take Mount Kilimanjaro, being the highest mountain, Mount Meru, higher than, then you can take any other mountain, the Usambara mountain. The Usambara mountain is short. Mount Meru is shorter than shortest. Here you say that, let me repeat here shortly. Kilimanjaro is short, the short mountain. Mount Meru, shorter than Mount Usambara, the shortest. The shortest. Or if you go high, higher, the highest. You can have the high mountain. Usambara is a high mountain. Mount Meru is a higher mountain, but Mount Kilimanjaro, the highest mountain of all the mountain. Then this one marks the end of our lesson. Hope that you have enjoyed our lesson. From here, I'm going to give out questions. Make sure that you take the questions, you copy, you do them correctly. Hope that you also reminded to take care of yourselves while you're at home. Remember, Corona is around. Corona kills. So take care of yourself and your family members also. Because if one of you is contaminated or affected by Corona at home, all of you also will be affected. So I wish you all the best. Hope we shall meet so soon. Bye.